I said, I know you think a lot of Keon and what he can give you, but were you surprised he was able to give you this much day one?
No, the only thing he wasn't able to do with us was anything that was with contact. So he was practicing, conditioning, and I told him, I said, you better, because we're going to know something here in the next couple of days, you better condition. And, and he has been. He's really a disciplined, conscientious, but it's just nice to have a steadying force. Did you notice what I did at the end of the game with him? I love it when you guys don't even watch the game. You have your questions. I had him take it out of bounds because he was the one I knew would throw to the right guy. And that's what he gives us. But I thought there was a lot of good. I mean, 18 assists. We ended up out-rebounding them, and they played hard. Dante didn't make all these shots. He plugged one, and then he passed up one because everybody's got him thinking he got to be this guy. Please leave him alone and let him be that guy that we're begging to shoot balls. Not like he's going to have to make 8 threes a game. The ones he made gave us the burst to lead at halftime. And I'll tell you what, he came up with, I'm happy with him. Olivier, I grabbed him after and I said he had a great first half, but I liked the lineup at the end of the game, so I stuck with it. And he was fine. How about BJ? BJ played for us, played to the training. Here's the greatest play he made. He dribbled it up and threw it where he could have tried to shoot it, and he threw it to Davion in the corner for a 3. He hadn't done that all year. He would have gone in the middle and loop-de-loop and spun and thrown. I mean, just play the game as it comes. And so I was really proud of him. The biggest thing I told him in the first half, if you don't come up with loose balls, I'm not playing you. Well, you see, he started diving for balls, including the last one. Devin was good too.
Daryl Bird, we'll go to you next.
Yeah, John, I know Isaiah Jackson's had some nice games. Seemed to play really well today. Are you getting more than what you expected from him when he came on campus or not?
Well, again, with him, we've got to just, know that he can do things no one else on this team can do. He can go get a block. He can go get a rebound. He can just do stuff other guys can't do. And so, there are points in the game he needs to be in there. But he's a skilled player, but I'm like I said, Jacob did okay, wasn't the same as he was, but he was fine. I went crazy when every time he has a breakaway that he tries to dunk, that's what it looks like. Why not lay it in? And if you miss it, you can tip it back. And I said, we're not settling for that. And I told them at the end of the game, I'm coaching like it's a close game. But we needed to let them know if you defend and you execute and you pass to each other, you will beat some people by 20. But you can't be selfish offensively and break down defensively and then have to make plays at the end of a game. But like I said, this was a great win for these kids. They're moving in the right direction. And again, I come back to our fans have been great to this team. Letting them buy time and understand that they didn't have 16 games under their belt like normal teams. And, we didn't have the kind of schedule that we have, and Cal's making excuses. I mean, they never turned on these kids. And that's what's great about Kentucky fans, class people. And they supported Devin, a BJ, or you could bury them and try to be just so nasty. And I understand that COVID's hit a lot of people, but like I said, our fans are unique and special.
John Hale, we'll come to you next.
Cal, can you just walk us through the decision as a team to kneel during the anthem and what your conversations have been like this week since Wednesday?
We didn't have a whole lot of conversations. I heard it, that they wanted to do it when we were on our way to the arena. And so I called the 3 leaders in and I said, talk to me. And they said they wanted to kneel. I said, tell me why. And they said, this is why. And I said, okay. And they said, well, you kneel with us. And I said, do you want me to? They said, yes, we do. And I said, okay, I'll kneel with you. So, I think, again, it's something that speaks for itself. And, these kids are good kids, and, you know, they care about this country and all the other stuff. And, you know, they're trying to figure out life and making statements that they think they have to make. And I want to listen to what they're saying, and then I'll support them if they want me to be there. If they said we're good by ourselves, I probably wouldn't have been out there.
Larry Vaughn, we'll come to you next.
I got to admit, I thought getting Keon back would make a difference for you, but I never had an idea would make such a huge difference. I mean, just what impact does he have not only with his play, but what he kind of makes other guys able to do then?
Well, first of all, when I told the team this, you know, when he talked to the doctors, he was scared to death and thought it was going to go longer and this, that, and the other. And hands were shaking, and he came to see me, and that, you know, they cleared him, and he and I got emotional. I hugged him, and I said, we got to figure out how we slide you in. He looked at me and said, Coach, I trust you. You do whatever you think is best for this team. And I told the team that. And I said, think of some of you. You get subbed and you're like, why'd he sub me? Think of you. Think of how he responded to this. He's a leader by example. He's not a confrontational guy. That's not who he is. You saw the kind of athlete he is. You see that he's way physically stronger than he was, way more patient mentally. The game has slowed down for him. But it's a big deal. We've been playing without him. I mean, come on. You know, but again, I come back to, you know, and that's why you want to have a great fan base that understands and isn't going crazy, and, you know, that gives kids a chance. And that's why you want those kind of things.
John Clay, we'll go to you next.
John, you're very balanced. I think 8 guys scored. Nobody scored more than 13 points. Is that what you envision this team being?
I hope so. You know that my teams historically have had 5 guys in double figures, and if someone's an unbelievable scorer, they'll go between 16 and the most anybody scored was Jamal Murray in 20. And when he's getting 50 in a pro game, you probably could have scored a few more, but he sacrificed for his team so we could have 5 guys in double figures. But the reality of it is, it's who has it going. It's how we play here. This is the culture of learning to fight, learning to be a teammate, learning to execute for each other, playing and worrying more about your team than yourself. That's what this is here. Having a competitive spirit, knowing that you're not just exchanging baskets, you're trying to beat that other guy and that other team. That's the culture here. If you don't want that culture, you can't be here. And so that's where we're now going to. This was a good game for us, but look, we got other games. I mean, I think who's our next game, Deb?
Our next game is Alabama on Tuesday.
Yeah, so Eric's over here feeding his face. I'm starving. He's just jamming stuff down his face over here. But, you know, Alabama is terrific. You know, the way they play and how they space the court, and tough veterans, guys that have been around. That's going to be a hard game for us. But again, let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy these kids. Let's enjoy their growth. You know, I know there probably was some people that put dirt on the coffin, and we pushed the coffin open and said, hey, you ain't putting that dirt on this. And you know, and that stuff was out there. But look, I kept saying to you, we got good kids. I'm proud of these kids. They just need time. And I'm not changing that thought. We just need time.
All right, Coach, we have time for 2 more, Kent Spencer and then John Wong.
John, just how much pressure does Keon take off of everybody? I mean, for the guards, he can handle the ball a little bit, pass, feed the post. And for the big men, you know, it just seems like he just takes kind of pressure away from everybody a little bit.
And how about he can calm them down on the court, so he takes it off our staff? You know, I mean, it's that's what makes it amazing at Mississippi State, how we pulled that off without him out there. That how we did it, how they kept together. You know, but this, like I said, he's a special young man, great human being, great teammate, and a skilled basketball player. Talented.
Okay, John Wong, finish us off.
Way to go, John. Now the fan base is going to expect you to win every game by 20 points. But when we hear you scream, play to your training, could you see this happen in practice? Were you anticipating this by the way they were responding in practice?
Well, what had happened, I think they finally, we got to listen. We got to listen to what we're trying to do. We had to limit turnovers, right? We had to start executing to create good opportunities for each other. We had to be about each other. We couldn't have breakdowns defensively. And we just zeroed in on those things for 3 weeks. We were going 2-a-days, like we're still going 2-a-days. Like we'll go 2-a-days for another, we got to. Let me ask you, John, what else do they have to do? Oh, video games. Come on now. You know they got video games and they got to do, and they do got to sleep, 21 hours. I mean, what do they have to do? Let's get on that. Let's watch, even if it's video. We're watching tape. We're doing stuff. We're together. We're becoming a team. I went overboard with the COVID. I really did. It was so, I had coaches telling me, you're out of your mind. But I'm dealing with people's sons. And my issue started becoming mental health. And that's why I said, if we're testing 3 times a week and we're in this bubble cocoon we're in, the lodge, the practice facility, and that's it, and my house, and I'm getting tested, Ellen, we're going to become a family. We're going to become a family. And we started saying we got to do more things where we're around each other and not, without, we social distance, you had masks, but we had to. And even now I keep worrying about, this isn't normal. How about they came here to play in front of 24,000 fans? And now all they can do is have them be real positive the way they are, but they can't be at the games. But if they were at the games, they're carrying us to wins, our fans. How about going on the road? First time I've been down to Florida, I didn't get to see the tents. The night before were the tents were out there. No tents, there were no tents. I mean, they don't get to be in a college environment socially, being in the classroom, meeting professors, none of it. 4 white walls, and then we're struggling. We have no real preseason. The coach put the stupidest schedule together, and I said it from day one, and if anybody wants to say complain, you say what you want to say. They didn't deserve all this of what position they were put in. But you know what? At the end of the day, let's see if what we did, maybe it was smart, but we'll see. Thanks.